Hi everyone, Lisa Haven here. Well, I wanted to give my 2 cents on the P&G Gillette ad. If you've not seen it, I encourage you to watch it below and then continue my video. But this particular advertisement basically tells the male species, the entire male race, as in the biggest client of Gillette, the best a man can get. Well, they're telling the male species to basically shave off their toxic masculinity. But when you watch the commercial in its entirety, you can actually tell they're not just talking about toxic masculinity. I believe and I feel that they're pushing more of a sissified man. They want a lot of more sissies in culture versus actual male masculinity. So this is a ploy or a tactic in order to gain the liberal leftist vote for Gillette. In the meantime, I believe they just lost a ton of their clients after bashing the male species. Take a look at this article. I thought this was a good link to it, but thesun.co.uk, not so sharp toxic masculinity. Gillette's vile, man-hating ad is just selling a wimpish new way into women's knickers. I have to agree with that because it was a male-hating, bashing report for something that their biggest clientele is men. I just have to make that statement over and over again, and they go and they bash them. I mean, give me a break. But you know what? Society is doing this everywhere. If you turn on commercials or TV shows, one example would be The Simpsons. What do you see on there? Well, the daddy figure, the man, is the dumbest one in the entire show. And thus it is in many of the movies and shows that you watch today. They really want to dumb down the male species, take away his masculinity, and dumb him down to some sissified sissy. And let me say this for about 99% of the women out there, maybe 90%, we're not looking for sissified males. I don't know. I would really prefer a manly man, someone who is a man and is proud of his masculinity, not some kind of abusive guy, right? That's where this commercial took it wrong. They sat there and said, the guys are bullies and they can harass and they can be violent towards each other. Well, here's the thing. Women can do that too. You know, if we're going to be equal here, women can be just as toxic as the male in certain areas. If we want to harass people, if we want to violently attack, if we want to push down somebody or interrupt, as they're showing in the clip on the video, women are just as capable of doing that as men. So where's the video pushing against toxic feminism, right? No, that's not called toxic feminism. They call that female empowerment. See the difference? Toxic masculinity, but if a female does it, we're all of a sudden empowered. Where's the fairness in that entire lingo? I mean, this is why it is just so insane. You want me to share some statistics too? 70% of those in jail committing crimes, incarcerated, were raised by a single parent. And usually, statistically speaking, 80-90% of the time, they're raised by the mother in a home without a masculine there. And they tend to have at least higher criminal rates. That's not a cliche. I'm just sharing straight up statistics, right? So technically speaking, when there is a father in the home or a dad involved in the child's life, you have a less chance for criminal activity. That's another statistic, but yet no, let's just listen to PG Gillette ad wanting to dumb down the males, but not say anything about females. This is why I have a real issue with it. It's not a fair game. But you know what? Thankfully, the American public was awake to what Gillette was doing and how they were selling us off to leftist principles. Check this out. I'm going to show you their YouTube channel. This is the link in which you can watch the whole thing in its whole. Obviously, I can't play it here because of copyright reasons, but check out the likes versus the dislikes. Like there's 442,000 some odd likes and 859,000 some odd dislikes. Now, the next thing would be to read some of the comments, but over double the people have disliked the video and attacked as far as why, or questioned, I mean, not attacked, they questioned why Gillette has done this. But I found that great. That is a huge plus for us here in America, that we're waking up to some of the, well, propaganda being spewed. But you know what? CNN went out and said that everybody was praising them. Check out this article. This is, of course, by Communist News Network. Why Gillette ad slamming toxic masculinity is drawing cheers. Oh, and anger. Yeah, just that little last piece there, and a little bit of anger. But you notice how they put cheers first and made that as the main? No, CNN, you're kind of lying, because it drew a lot more anger than cheer. It drew a lot more negativity and got a lot more dislikes, but of course they don't tell you that. They just said people are cheering it and people are not cheering it. How about you be honest, Communist News Network? I just proved them wrong yet again. Anyhow, I'd love to get your thoughts, comments, and concerns. Please leave them in the description box below. And I love you all. I'm Lisa Haven, signing out.